Welcome to Make a Path Presents. I'm Ronnie Hayes, and today let's talk The Walking Dead Q&A number 99. Yes, getting close to that 100. Now, I know a lot of people were asking me to do something special for 100. I had, interestingly enough, I had a weird large number of people that wanted me to dress up for some reason. I know Halloween's coming up right around the corner. No, I would be a horrible fit for Negan. I'd probably dress up for Dwight, but I mean, I shaved my hair, so I don't have long hair. That would probably be ridiculous as well, and I don't have a crossbow, so I think the dress up one we're going to have to put on the back burner for now. So what I did was I actually went with the most recommended, and this was by far, everyone wanted the Q&A where I answered everything I dislike. So for Q&A 100, I will be talking about everything I don't like with the Walking Dead TV show. And I know not everyone's going to be happy with that choice, but literally the second most recommended was just to do a longer video, you know? So let's get right into the questions here. Let's kick it off with Cam Burns. I thought Ezekiel's story after Shiva died was disappointing. Finding out he was a fucking coward! No, you didn't write that, but I added that because he was. It was a huge letdown to me. Should they keep that storyline? Hell no, they should change it. I've seen some of the actor now, the one, Carl, is it Payton? Something like that. I probably butchered that. It's probably not even the right guy. But I looked into the actor playing Ezekiel, and he's jacked. You know, he's got muscles. He looks like a kick-ass dude. I'm hoping they can add some humor and toughness. Take out that coward shit. You know, you can have him a little bit insecure. You can have him put on this front. This big flamboyant front that he's got everything under control, and he likes to play around. He likes to use the king and the kingdom stuff, like the theatrics. He likes to use that as a front, you know what I mean, to pretend like everything's okay and they have everything under control. So I would like to see him a little more raw in private, talking to people he trusts about certain things, but I want to see him stronger than he was in the comic. No coward Ezekiel in the show. I hope that's one character they change drastically. Murda Incorp. Sorry, I gotta get it correct. Wait, my go-to channel for zombie news. Thanks. By the way, does Negan's weird hairstyle and facial hairs seem off? Because for me, I hated it. It's almost like they let Jeff just have his regular everyday look for the TV show. Let me see. What? His weird hairstyle. Well, Negan has a similar hairstyle. Listen, Negan's hairstyle, it's like the receding hairline, you know what I mean? But it's also slicked back, like really flat. With Jeffrey Dean Morgan's, it's a little more puffier. It's a little more, it's a little more mafioso looking, you know, like you would find in the older movies. I see what you mean, though. When you're talking, it's funny. Someone tried to get me to pinpoint why the beard bothered me so much, and it finally clicked. I seen him sit down for an interview, and I think it was the one in the woods. He sits down, he has the gray beard on, and I'm like, holy shit, it finally clicks why I find that so distracting and it not appropriate for that character. Not like appropriate as in that's not appropriate, but I don't think it's a good fit. Because Negan looks like Harrison Ford does dressed as Indiana Jones today. Fucking boom. With the gray hair, he looks like he's playing a character that used to be popular as fuck when he was younger, 20 years ago, and they still have him playing that character for the sequel today. Mind blown, right? I'm probably the only asshole thinking that, but he does. And it's not hating on old age or gray hair. He's not even old, you know what I mean? There's people that get gray hair in their 20s, you know, in 20s, early 30s. It's not an insult with that, but that's the look it has. He's got the leather jacket on, he's cool, he's chill. But he has that look like, oh, if you told me he played a character, Negan, 20 years ago in this movie, I'd buy it. I'd be like, oh, that makes sense. But that's what he looks like. Anyway, I probably sound like a major asshole, but listen, I can't help it. That's what pops in my head. Ben Augusto, do you think they'll do Here's Negan in the TV show similar to how they did the Morgan and Eastman stuff? No, I don't know. That's difficult to tell. Comic book fans know that Negan makes it to a place after All Out War that's a little restrictive. I'm hoping they tell us his story. Maybe if he is in and out of some kind of days from being in like solitary confinement. Incorporate Negan's backstory with being confined, if you get what I'm saying. If you do that in a clever way, you can do something similar, sure. Yeah, Yeah, absolutely. James Mitchell, Ronnie, let's assume that Abraham survives season 7, the premiere. What do you think is his most likely storyline moving forward? Ooh, Abraham's storyline moving forward to back Rick up, you know what I mean? To support him, definitely, and getting out of Negan's rule. But I think his storyline would be more like, Rick, we gotta do something, Rick, we gotta do something, and Rick is like, you know what, Abe, we need to calm down, we're working on it. But I do want Abraham to back him up if he makes it out alive. But I also want him to embrace his love with Sasha, you know what I mean? That as well. VC Nate, what do you think the purpose of the relationship between Carol and Tobin was in the second half of season 6? That's a difficult one, because and a lot of fans think they're just going to put her with Ezekiel, if they do that, I don't find any reason for it, and I think it's kind of weird. But they can use that opportunity to do something clever with Carol. Let's say that she got in a relationship with Tobin, and you can see that there was always something bothering her in the back of her mind. Well, you can use her leaving and use that as an example that she wasn't in the right place, you know? She wasn't in the right place in her head, and it wouldn't work. I mean, she tried to return to a normal life, get a boyfriend. Here's a guy who was sweet. He was interested in you the first time he seen you, because I think he was in that gun room, wasn't it, when they first got there, and he said a line and everyone was like, oh, Tobin has the hots for Carol. So maybe that could show that she tried to return to normalcy and it didn't work and she had to leave. So I'm hoping they just kill Tobin. No offense to the actor, but it just doesn't fit if Carol comes back and she's like, hey, look, my new black boyfriend. I'm fucking with this. So there's too much PC shit out there to not make that joke. But no, I don't care. I'm teasing, but it just doesn't seem right coming back saying, hey, look at my new boyfriend, no matter how you break it down, you know? I feel like Tobin would need to die, and then if they are putting her with Ezekiel, which would be an interesting idea. I mean, I'll entertain that idea, but I don't think they need it, and I'll say this time and time again. I don't think they need it. Undisputed Manny. Hey, Ronnie, do you think they'll give Jesus more screen time on the TV show like in the comics, or are they just going to make him a side character? I think they will, and I hope they do, you know, definitely. And Danny Minecraft, do you think the iconic scene of Carl attacking the two kids with the shovel will it be the same or modified, or will it be completely taken out? You know, that's difficult because there's so much story in between here and that, but I hope it's left in there. I think that's a scene that's made for TV. And when I say that, I'm not saying like I shouldn't say made for TV, because that gives the impression that I mean restricted or censored. But it's not made for TV. It's meant for TV. That's a better way to put it, because it would work perfect on TV. Imagine Carl getting hit and running away, and then they're like, look at that bitch Carl, you know? And then he comes out of nowhere with a shovel. It catches that wind, you know, that certain wind. A shovel makes a different sound when you whip it through the air than a bat does, and it has that kind of sound. I could just picture that, and then that thong. That shit is meant for TV. I can't wait to see something like that. The Unknown Awesomeness. Hey, Ronnie, do you think we'll have more character development for the Kingdom characters unlike the comic? No, unfortunately, I don't think there's enough time, but I will say I think we'll get at least 2 Kingdom members that get more shine than we've seen in the comic. Viral Velocity. Do you think Carol could end up with Eugene and then Carol gets Rosita's outcome? What? First you have to tell me where the hell you ever got the idea that Carol and Eugene would make a good couple. That is so not at all what no, hell no. Molly Sports. Let's say the spoilers are true and the 2 people that are said to be killed in season 7 premiere actually are true. Is there any way for AMC and the show to redeem itself after this season? Well, now you're talking grand scheme. I don't think, if the rumors are true, I don't think that ruins the entire show. I think it means that scene, that moment, Negan's first introduction, I think that's a massive fail on AMC. Yeah, they botched that because of how easily they could have covered it up. I mean, it's so easy, it hurts your brain. So it really shines a light on the truth that if that's true, AMC didn't do shit to keep it hidden, you know? People were revealing that spoilers a few months after the season ended, and confidently revealing the spoilers. Like, hey, this is who dies, bada bing, bada boom, what now, you know? Dwight Schrute. How do you think the Saviors knew that Rick and the group were going to the hilltop? I think they were waiting in the woods with walkie-talkies. I don't think they knew the specifics, the details, that somebody was sick and yada, yada, yada. But you think about it logically, if you know this community is most likely talking with this community or close in contact with this community, if you overhear some of them talking even, there's only so many places they're going to go. When they unload out of their, whatchamacallit, and they leave with a whole RV full of people, if you have walkie-talkies and binoculars, and you could tell what's going on. If they leave, chances are they might be going to the hilltop for multiple different things. You know, it could be to talk, it could be to trade, it could be anything. So I think they just watched them. Kevin Zavala, why are you such a dick? It just comes naturally. Wave Wonder 1, I think for episode 100 you should bash someone's head in with a baseball bat. Send me your address and I'll let you know how that goes. Michael Strickland, how would you feel if Negan forced Rick to kill Glenn with the gun Carl had in the finale? A lot of people asked this, surprisingly, because it has the Lucille, scratched on it, so technically Glenn would still be getting killed by Lucille. I would immediately leave my house and kick someone's ass on AMC. I'm threatening all your lives. Think about how fucking retarded this is. To have the opportunity to kill the character in the most iconic way. So iconic, there's a fucking toy behind me made out of the scene, you know? Imagine having that opportunity, killing him at that moment, but instead of doing it the most iconic way that it was done, just simply shoot him. Think about how fucking... That is literally like spitting in fans' faces and saying, hey, fuck you. You know? Because it's like, yeah, Glenn died at this most iconic moment, but we decided to shoot him instead. I don't know. Just my brain hurts thinking about that being a possibility. Ever since it was first brought up, the idea is, okay, well, do they both get the bat? If it is a double death, does one get beat, one get stabbed, does one get beat, and one get shot? I mean, if that's the case, Glenn must take the beating. Imagine if they kill Glenn in the most iconic moment, but they decided to kill him not using Lucille. Just let's move on, because I feel my blood pressure rising. Darmby. I hope I said that right. Ronnie, are you going to release reviews of The Walking Dead the night each episode airs? Yes, I'm going to try. I will know better, but I'm going to release I'm going to try to keep it under 5 minutes. We're going to do like a 5-minute, my first impressions. Holy shit, this was awesome. I love this. Did you notice this? And then the next day, I'm going to release a reaction for the episode. I am recording my reactions for The Walking Dead Season 7, the entire season. And then after that, the next day will be the afterthoughts with the fan feedback, where I hear what you guys have to say, and then we discuss it. And that's going to be the 15 to 20 minute big boy, you know? So that's how it's going to go. 5-minute first impressions, reaction the next morning, the next day, the big afterthought, fan feedback. Expert Fusion. I know that you think Aaron could be the death from your prediction video. And, yes, but a lot of people keep overlooking the fact that I refuse to pick Abe and Glenn. Glenn has been the perfect choice since the comic book, right? Even on TV, it's such a perfect fit. I refuse to pick Abe and Glenn. I automatically left them off to the side because it was the most talked about rumor, and I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair to be like, oh, whoop-de-whoop, and this rumor's so widely known, I just don't think it's fair to pick the rumor. There's no creative, I don't want to say abilities whatsoever, but if you read a spoiler and then use that as a prediction, you might as well not do the prediction. You didn't do anything to earn it. So I stand by what I did in that video. I broke down every single character. Even if it wasn't right, I still thought about it, you know what I mean, and put it down. So, but yeah, I did pick Aaron, and I still stand by that because I think no one else works, and I'm not allowed to pick Abe and or Glenn because they both are the biggest rumor. But anyway, you went on to say, just a quick question because I don't think you've answered that completely unless you have, I don't remember. Wait, what? I know that you think Aaron could be the death from your prediction, but really, who do you want it to be? Oh, it's still Glenn. It's always been Glenn. Joey Carson. Hey, Ronnie. Just wanted to say you make great videos. Go fuck yourself. Wow. That's harsh. Always a pleasure to watch. Go fuck yourself again. Damn, dude. What's up? I have wondered since season 6 finale, how does Negan know Rick's name when he walks out of the RV? I don't know. I always thought Stephen Ogg overheard them because there was plenty of opportunities. Every single trap, Stephen Ogg was a whisper away from hearing what they're talking about. So I think they just heard his name. That's what I understood from it. Rob Jr. for life. If Rick's group didn't kill any saviors, do you think Negan would still have killed one of the survivors? Yes, absolutely. That's his rules, and his rules are law, or some shit like that. Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment box. Follow the rules in the video description if you would like to participate. These questions came from Q&A 97 or 98? 98. Q&A 98. So, I'm out of here.